At the dinner table, my parents looked straight into my eyes and said, "You are not worthy of this family's happiness." I pushed my chair back and quietly said, "Then don't touch the things that came from my earnings." And at 9:02, the entire house fell silent under the weight of that truth. The moment I sat down in my chair, I knew this dinner wasn't normal. Plates were already set on the kitchen table, but no one had started eating. My mother had her hands clasped together, fingers locked tight. My father was sitting directly across from me. His eyes were on me, only me. I took a sip of water and said, "What's going on? Why is everyone sitting like this?" If this moment made your chest tighten and your curiosity spike, stay with me, subscribe and keep reading. Some truths don't end here, and neither does this story. My father said, "We need to talk. Now." I nodded. "Hey, go ahead." My mother took a deep breath and said, "We've thought about this a lot." My father cut her off. "And we've come to the conclusion that you are not worthy of this family's happiness." The sentence hit me straight in the face. No yelling. No drama. Just a flat statement, like he was talking about the weather. For a second I honestly thought I had heard it wrong. I said, "What?" My mother said, "You always keep everything for yourself. Money. Decisions. Control. Don't exhaust us." I pushed my chair back. The wood scraped lightly against the floor. I said quietly, "Then don't touch the things that came from my earnings." Silence dropped over the table. The clock on the wall showed 9:02. No one even breathed properly. My father said, "Is that a threat?" I said, "No. It's a fact." My younger sister jumped in immediately. "Oh, please don't start the drama now." I looked at her. "I'm not starting drama." My father slammed his hand on the table. "We are your parents. You can't talk to us like that." I said, "I'm saying exactly what you just said to me." My mother said, "We never asked you for anything. You did it yourself." I laughed softly. "Really? Then whose name is this house in?" Silence again. My sister rolled her eyes. "You always cry about money." I said, "Because money is the only thing I've contributed here." I didn't even touch my food. I got up, went straight to my bedroom, closed the door and sat on the bed. I took out my phone and opened my bank app. Everything was exactly how I already knew it was. The next day I pulled into the driveway after a Walmart run. My mother was standing on the porch. She said, "We want to talk." I said, "Not right now. I'm tired." She said, "You're angry." I said, "No. I'm just calculating." She went quiet. This didn't start in one day. It had been building for years through small things. When I got my first job, my father had said, "That's good. It'll help the household." I thought that was normal. When I paid the down payment, my mother said, "We're proud of you." Slowly that pride turned into expectation. Bills started coming in my name automatically. Insurance. Phone plans. Even my sister's car payment. I remember last year she said to me, "You're so lucky. Everything is yours." I laughed and said, "That's not true." She said, "It is. You just don't get it." At the time I thought she was joking. I was wrong. My father often said, "We trust you." What that really meant was, keep paying. After that night I started writing everything down. Which bill? When? For whom? I separated my accounts. Turned off autopay. Called a lawyer. I need to know what I can stop paying. The lawyer said, "Anything that's in your name is your right." I said, "Okay." 2 days later my sister texted me. "Why did you shut off the internet?" I replied, "It was my account." She wrote, "Are you kidding me?" I wrote back, "No." That night my father called. He left a voicemail. "Stop this childish behavior." I didn't call back. That weekend I went to their house. The door was open. Everyone was in the living room. My father said, "Why are you here?" I said, "We need to talk." My mother said, "We don't want to hear anything." I said, "I need to speak." "Sit down." They sat. I placed the file on the table. These are all the receipts. From the last 5 years. My sister said, "So what?" I said, "So, everything stops today." My father said, "You're going to put us on the street?" I said, "You said I wasn't worthy of this family's happiness." I listened. My mother said, "We said that in anger." I said, "I acted with calculation." Silence. Then my father said, "You can't do this." I said, I already have. I placed the keys on the table. The car is mine too. I'm taking it today. My sister stood up. You're selfish. I said, maybe. But I'm free now. I walked out, got into the car in the driveway, started the engine. My hands shook slightly but my voice stayed steady. It's been 6 months now. I'm in my own apartment. It's small but it's quiet. The bills are in my name, and only the ones that belong to me. Sometimes my mother texts me. We miss you. I don't reply. I know exactly what happened at 9:02. The truth became heavy, and I refused to carry it anymore. If this story stayed with you, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It truly helps more than you know. Thank you for reading all the way to the end and for giving this story your time, your attention, and your empathy. Your support means everything, and more stories like this are coming.